Are you ready to connect with your soul tribe? Or are you hiding here inside in fear, feeling disconnected and alone? Well, I want to share with you some valuable insight around this journey as I have been traveling the world connecting with what I would consider my soul tribe of soul tribes, because there are so many beautiful people and incredible tribes coming together all around the world. And I realized that in this process of seeking my soul tribe, that we continue to find ourselves getting furthermore lost potentially, and maybe entering into different tribes or communities with this hope or this need that they're my soul tribe, but yet having the same reflections like, no, they're not my tribe, they are not my community, I must go, and then continue to seek furthermore your soul tribe. It's a deadly trap, and you don't want to fall under this. To recognize, firstly, instead, that our capacity to relate with others at a soul level comes down to our capacity to connect with our own souls, to know our own soul's journey, to love ourselves, our soul's existence here on earth beyond all of this worldly ideas that aren't real. So in coming to know and love ourselves fully, completely, and forever more deeply as eternal beings in which we are, we then naturally resonate with others who are on a similar point on their journeys. So naturally we come together with our souls, with our hearts, and we see we are family. And furthermore, recognize that we are a soul tribe here, maybe on the same wavelength and the same projection of reality, in which we are able to possibly come together furthermore to deepen our capacity of healing and awakening, and furthermore awaken our capacity to be of service together towards our planet, to align our soul's purposes, to express ourselves and to create change, especially here now as we are shifting from one reality into another, that we are able to make the jump from 3D to 5D, for example. We're able to make the jump from complete separation and back into harmony and unity with all that exists, including this beautiful planet and one another as family. So hopefully as we come together as family, we're coming together not from a space of need, because if we are needing to find this and then we feel that we find it, the sense of community, the sense of belonging, then we are needing that. We're needing each other. And then we're in this codependency, which we may continue to play out. I need this from you, and then eventually when you're not able to give it to me, I start to project that need onto you, my pain and suffering onto you. I attack you and hurt you, and then maybe I in return realize that I have hurt myself and that this isn't working. I need to go. So we are breaking deep, deep patterns of so many layers of programming, including this sense of being disempowered and to feel disconnected from ourselves, from one another as family, and from source. So again, in our capacity to meet ourselves, we then are able to meet one another and recognize that we are all family. We are all beings from the stars, living here, still in the stars that surround us, surround our planet. And so there is no separation. We may be on different timelines in terms of awakening, in terms of healing, but I believe we come from source, we return to source, and of course we have many experiences between then and now. So it's a great dance, it's a great exploration, and a great realization that we are a soul tribe, we are a soul family, and may we come together furthermore to gain deeper reflections as we deepen our journeys within ourselves in reflection and relation to others, constantly learning, constantly growing. So of course, if we're feeling called to go deeper in relation to others, we need to go deeper in relation to ourselves. Maybe we need to draw back from certain relationships that we hold on to that are not meeting our needs. Maybe they're very surface level, maybe there's no depth to them. So we may hold on to those relationships. Maybe they're also violent or abusive or unhealthy in one way or another, and yet we're holding on to them because we don't want to step away and feel alone. And yet, if we're willing to take that step of separation, to honor ourselves and to trust, okay, I'm needing to do this to honor myself. In this process now, I'm going to be spending this time on my own. I'm going to be having to go deeper into reflection, to feel things that I wasn't willing to feel because I've been clinging on to these other relationships. So it's forcing me to go deeper, further into myself, to release a lot of thoughts, a lot of emotions, and come to know myself more deeply and love myself more fully, because I can't depend upon somebody else, especially those other reflections that are unhealthy and even painful. So it makes no sense. It's lost its sense. So of course, coming back to love ourselves, and then from there, realigning with ourselves, with our time and our energy, doing the things we love to do, doing the things that nurture our hearts and our souls and our bodies. And then naturally, as we follow our way as individuals, we start to realign our lives with others who are doing the same. And so then we may recognize deeper connections, hopefully, with people that are on these similar paths. Maybe also because we have a deepened capacity to love ourselves, so we're not depending upon them to meet us any specific way, but able just to see them more clearly where you're at and where they're at. And to see, does it feel good to spend time together? Is there a depth to your exchange? Is there a love? Is there a joy? Is there an intrigue? Is there an interest? Is there things that you're learning in relation to this person? So you're starting to relate in different ways, recognizing that there are benefits to all of our connections and interactions and reflections that we gain from people. And so our relations are really medicine for the soul, especially if we honor them the way that we can and maybe ultimately desire to honor them in the depth that they hold, to speak of the things that are difficult to speak about, and to learn from one another through a process of authenticity and transparency. And what does it mean to really relate fully and completely with another being who is on a similar path but maybe a completely different path? We're all on this path of healing and awakening, hopefully, at least for those of us that have become conscious to a certain level. And yet, if we're still on that path together, there's still going to be differences in understanding and perspectives and even values and visions. So it's a great exploration here on our planet now, especially more than ever, with people all around the world, not just here in our own communities, and recognizing that we are a global family of people that are awakening. And sometimes it can feel isolated, sometimes it can feel lonely, and maybe partly because you've isolated yourself too much, maybe partly because you're being called to move to another place that's more aligned, or maybe you're being called to anchor into where you are and hold that place down, because we are situated all around the world to help elevate the energies of our planet as a whole. So we are spread out, quite naturally. And it's important that we do the best we can to anchor this energy of love, of joy, of peace and harmony into our bodies, into our hearts, and into the places where we're located, which assist linking from one place to another and wrapping this planet with this vibration as we hug it, and it carries us further and higher as we ourselves bring in this energy deep into the core of the earth and allowing it to flow through us. So there are so many elements towards this process that we're speaking about and the work that we are doing. So hopefully, furthermore, you can honor and recognize the amazing work that you're doing, and to see and recognize that we're all family, and especially those that aren't able to know this. It's important that we carry this knowing, this realization, and this ability to extend our love and appreciation towards them as a brother, as a sister, and to say, you know, I love you, I appreciate you, and I see what you're doing. I know life hasn't been easy. To acknowledge these parts that some people are just like dying for. And so hopefully we can acknowledge the parts that you may share in terms of this planet being very isolating and alienating and violence. So I know that life here on earth is not easy for all of us in our own different ways. And so often we're forced to hold ourselves, to hug ourselves, to give ourselves this love or receive this love from the divine. And hopefully we can celebrate our freedom through our peace and the love that we are, because you are love and you are magic.